do it.
A local comedian that's moved to Melbourne, doing great things over there. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Mr. Mark Trenwith.
Hey, fellas.
Hello. How are you, Mark?
Yeah, good. I didn't realise it was going to be a Star Wars theme. I don't really have any Star Wars figures, so I just drew a face on a carrot.
Oh. Which Star Wars film is he from?
That's C-3PO. If anyone does, how can you not know that's not C-3PO?
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
Same
Sorry.
colour.
Yeah.
I mean,
If you put a bit of hair on it, it'd be like a Chewbacca. Like, I've had to do those manually, those sounds.
And Mark Trenwith, also you might know him as Mr. Snotbottom, comedian for kids, and you've been performing in your latest Mr. Snotbottom show, and you've just done a season in Adelaide and Melbourne. Tell us about that.
That's so aggressive.
like, geez, it sounds like I have to. It was great. It was called PG, and it was rated PG, so it's for families with people 8 and over, except something that no one really wanted. I guess it's really interesting because I suppose Mr. Snotbottom is mainly for kids, between like 4 and 10, so you get a lot of young kids come, but kids who are 8 and over don't really want to hang out with their parents.
Right. Is that what you found out?
And see a show with their parents. So it was a struggle to find that actual audience. So it was just little kids coming again, or just random adults. So it was just a really weird people. But it was really fun. It was good, to learn how to create a show for just anyone who's going to be there at the time. So it was just, lots of weird characters, and it was really improvised. And, at the end of it, everyone was just running around the room pretending to be on a motorbike. So it was just, it was cool.
It was like a great Saturday night. So you've been doing Dr. Snotbottom. I'm not quite sure when you got doctorate, but do you have some kids now? Like you've been doing it for a little while. Do you have some kids that have grown up a little bit now, come to your shows or go, hey, look, I remember you when I was a kid? And
like I even had someone, it was really weird, someone who now works for Channel 9 just randomly sent me a message and was like, oh, can you come and do the news telecast? Like I saw the very first comedy festival show. And so it was nuts. So to get in touch with that person again, that was like, 20 years ago almost. Like,
that's fantastic. That's great.
Yeah. So today you've wanted to talk about something specifically, right? So what were you going to talk about?
Yes, I just think like an Adelaide story that perhaps a lot of people have never heard about. I mean, when like a Hollywood film comes into Adelaide, or even just a local Australian production gets filmed in Adelaide, like it's on the news, like there's a lot of community support. I'm talking things like Shine or, Talk to Me, or The Boys are back, with Clive Owen. Remember when that?
Yeah. Storm Boy,
yeah. But no one really knows about the time that Mark Jacko Jackson, Warwick Capper, and Bill Hunter, of all people, made a film on Hindley Street called Yobbos Up The Guts. And
so I Googled, and there is a trailer online. There's very little online about it. But I've just got a 30-second version of the trailer for those who've never heard of it. Do you want to have a look?
Yeah, let's do it.
Please.
One last tool, man. Yobbos Up The Guts.
Roll up, roll up, roll up! Roll up, roll up! Yobbos Up The Guts! Yobbos Up The Guts! Free giveaway! Free giveaway! Flapper, move around a bit! Okay, oi! Hey!
What do you want me to do about it?
I want you to play the game on the flipping side. That's what I want. Now come on!
I did cut the swearing out of a trailer because you're not supposed to have swearing in trailers, are you? So I cleaned that up. But yeah, what the hell, mate?
That's why Bill Hunter sounds like a Star Wars character in that last 5 seconds.
Oh. Was that his last film?
It possibly. Yes. Yeah, I think so. It wasn't on his. It wasn't him going up in his career. Let me just say that.
So, was it a documentary, or I remember them talking about it on Get This with Tony Martin, but since then I've never heard much about it. So, what's a Yobbo-mentary? Is that
A Yobbo is kind of like a bogan, bogans and Yobbos, and the reason they were going up the guts is because it was a tour from Darwin all the way down to Adelaide, I believe. So I think that's why it was like Yobbos Up The Guts.
So that's down.
Yeah. You're right. I think they were going to Adelaide to Darwin, I think. But I think the way they recorded it was the arse end of the tour.
Yeah. So were they doing a live show? Were they doing stand-up comedy? Bill Hunter, Mark, Jacko Jackson, and Warwick Capper were doing a 3-man stand-up comedy show? Is this right?
It would appear so. I mean, Big Al and I were both sort of roped into being involved in this.
Mm.
Yeah.
So we were at PJ O'Brien's, and this guy called the Dickster, of all people, just came up to us and was like, "Hey,
who was he? The director, or?"
He's a Sydney comic who was also on the tour.
Yeah.
And he came up to us and was like, this is at PJ O'Brien's, they were doing the comedy at the time. And he's just like, "Oh, hey, we're shooting a film tomorrow with Warwick Capper, Mark, Jacko Jackson, and Bill Hunter. Do you want to be in it?" And, normally if you get asked to be in a film, even if you're just an extra, it's, through an agency and stuff like that. Whereas they cast this by just going to the pub the night before and bloke for around. So that should have been the first sign.
It should have been. Yeah.
First warning.
And then the next thing he said was, "We don't have any money, but we can pay you in beer at the hotel."
And that was him.
The next sign.
That was a poor business decision when Big Al was involved, I think.
I think that's why they went broke.
But I didn't quite believe that Bill Hunter was going to be there. And I kind of
I know.
Myself. And so Big Al and I, and who are the other comics and randos.
Karen Butler, Melbourne comedian called Karen Butler was in it. I'd done a few shows with Jacko and Chopper.
Right.
There was a few times where it was just Jacko and Chopper, and I think I did a tour up to.
This is the real
Augusta.
Chopper, not
the real Chopper. And I was behind him.
Yeah.
He was in the front seat, and I was behind. And then when you play stupid games because it's like a 3-hour drive, he had sunglasses that got held on because he had no ears with a rubber band. And there's a few times I went, "How far would I get if I just twanged it? Or would he laugh? Would he?"
I don't think so. I don't think
I didn't do it, and that's why we're here to tell the story now. So,
What was it like?
Chopper was good. I did quite a few gigs with Chopper, and then him and Jacko had a bit of a falling out, and then it was just Chopper, and it was good. And then towards the end, obviously he was getting quite sick, and he was just doing it just for cash, to be honest. And and so he was just a bit more grumpier, and that's the more scared I got. To be honest, it was he used to sign meat cleavers and things, and I remember the promoter going, "Oh, can you just go get Chopper?" First time I ever did a gig with him, and it was the Highlander Hotel, and he goes, "Yeah, come in, mate." And then he goes, "Shut the door," and I've shut the door, and then there's a bed just full of meat cleavers and knives, and I remember Chopper just going, I'm just going to sign him, mate. Don't shit yourself." Right?
Man, I just did listening to the story.
And it was just, terrifying.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrifying.
Wow. Well, this isn't a sentence I say very often, but back to Yobbos Up The Guts. um, so what parts were you guys playing in as extras? What did you have to do? What was the direction given to you? And I did notice, I looked up online, there were 3 directors for the film. So I don't know, I think Bill Hunter, Warwick Capper, and some other guy are all listed as director. So what was the experience of being directed, and what did you have to do?
I mean, to be honest, I'm amazed that there was even one director from the experience we had on there. I mean, the most memorable thing for me was Big Al's involvement. So from memory, and you're going to have to help me out, Big Al. I don't even know how agreed or got roped into this.
I didn't agree to this.
Where a piece of toilet paper was what put in your pocket.
Yeah.
And Jacko's entry into the scene was walking past Big Al and actually lighting the toilet paper.
Right.
Which was even dodgy back then. You know, like no one would have done that to some random guy on set back then. But I remember it was a bit improvised, and your line that you said straight.
Was there a script? There was no script.
No, there's no real
script.
No.
And are we allowed to? I know you deleted the.
No, no swearing, but we're yeah.
Well, I can't say what Big Al said.
No, but it was kind of like Jacko. Like, and it was like, and then I got scared again because I think, oh my God, like, but he almost caught my pants on fire. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was a comedian. I didn't have much money. These were from
what a way
Big
to go.
W pants. These are very highly flammable pants I'm wearing.
Imagine if you'd have died just reading the story in the paper. Going, what? That's weird.
Like, how many people have been just drinking at PJ O'Brien's and then the next day have Jacko setting fire to their ass? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So weird. And like,
I've got a picture. It's a very grainy picture because we're talking.
Oh my Lord. That's the worst picture I've ever seen in my life.
This is ages ago. This was on a Nokia flip phone, Scott.
Yeah.
The fact that it even had a camera is amazing. But yeah, this is
Warwick Capper looks
Warwick
so happy
Capper.
to have his photo taken there with you.
Do you remember, Mark, where I think it was Jacko? He was yelling at him, because he wouldn't look at this actress's boobs. He kept looking at himself in the monitor. He's like, and he was just going, mate, just stop looking at the monitor. Like he was just constantly looking at himself in the monitor.
Yeah, like I remember him just going, to look at someone's boobs. Just look at the boobs. And that was like Warwick the whole time. It was like, imagine the worst case of ADD you've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
And then combine that with cocaine. Like he was off
allegedly
the whole time. Like, remember, after each take, he would just get bored within 5 seconds and would just sing show tunes.
Yeah.
He would just like, we'll all be sitting there, and then randomly Warwick Capper would just go, "Come fly with me, let's fly."
I took a photo of him. Look, he's already bored within 2 seconds of me taking this photo.
Yeah.
Like
that was another my favorite photo story with a celebrity. Tell you when you met Steve Martin, what was the conversation you had with Steve Martin?
Yeah, so I had I was just walking past the Intercontinental, and I knew they were performing that night, him and Martin Short, and I saw a banjo case come out, and I'm like, oh my God, I think Steve Martin's about to come out. So I just waited, and then of course he's come out, and I said, "Oh, Mr. Martin, is it okay if I take a photo of you?" And he just yelled at me, just went, "Take it from there." And I panicked and have taken the blurriest photo you've ever seen. I'll see if I can find it, but it's one of the worst photos you've ever seen. But I just freaked out. I should have just pressed record or had video, but he was so angry. And then I said, I'm going to the show. And he was like eyeballing me from the van. And I was like, I'm going to see your show tonight. It should be great. And as I'm saying that, he's eyeballing me as he shuts the van door.
Oh,
It's just
Man, that's disappointing.
there's so much hatred.
no,
So
that's
much-
great.
It's like,
You think, was he like taking the piss?
no, he was, yeah.
Proper.
I think he was running
Yeah.
late or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But look, he's old. So, yeah.
He's old
He's
and
good to be grumpy.
in Adelaide. Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
That
thank,
was what was so weird
They-
about them meeting Bill Hunter on this
I know.
set, because he was, like, this is someone who was, like, at the time, like, kind of
Amazing.
peak, like, known for Strictly Ballroom, Muriel's Wedding, like, proper, like, Australian theatre and cinema royalty. And he's there with Capper and Jacko. And then, I don't know if you remember, Big Al, when he did his line, which was at the start of that trailer.
Yes, yeah.
The whole room just applauded as if he just delivered Shakespeare. It's just so strange.
It was like, yeah, I just don't know. It was like he lost a bet.
yes.
Like, it was just one of the craziest things. Like, just I think I had to pinch myself, and Mark was the same. Like, and Mark was, back, then you were doing a bit of directing and acting and stuff yourself, and it's just Bill Hunter. Like, it's equivalent to today if in another 15 years' time you just walk into a pub and Shane Jacobson's there. You know what I mean? Like, Bill Hunter's like the Shane Jacobson of
No, it
now.
would
Like,
be-
he's
but-
like in every single Australian film. Like, it's a bit like that.
Yeah, right. But he'd have to be with two really weird people as well. That's not really. It's hard to think of an equivalent, like a recent equivalent of Warwick Capper and Jacko. Really, they're,
Yeah, you're totally right. Like, what would there be? Like,
I
what would
don't
there
know.
be?
I can't
Like,
think of
it's
it.
yeah.
Think of many people pretending to be a marionette in pink. People who've done that.
Oh. Well, thank you for joining us, Mark. Will you come back and join us again?
Yeah, sure. It just depends what this,
Yeah, it just depends. Yeah.
Him and Carrot Top.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on, mate.
Yeah, no worries.
We'll catch you soon.
See you soon.